After more than a month of waiting, we finally got new Attack on Titan chapter named Instant. And as I said, this chapter came for more than a month after the last chapter, and the hype after the last chapter was enormous because we all know how it ended. Aaron's head got blown off, and it was a question: is Aaron alive? Will he survive? And although we didn't get answers on all these questions, this chapter is interesting in its own way. This chapter is a lot more slow paced than the last chapter. The last chapter was like action packed throughout the whole chapter, and here, because of this whole memory segment in this other world, it is very slow paced. The chapter starts with this flashback of Zeke and Aaron, and Aaron failing to catch this ball. And this was foreshadowing for what will happen later in this chapter. After that, we see obviously a glimpses of everything that has happened in the moment that Aaron's head got blown off. And I particularly like this shot of Zeke. It really shows how desperate he is in this moment. And next panel as well is really cool, like with all the memories of Aaron before this happened. And finally, we enter this desert. And everybody predicted that in some point Aaron will find himself locked here when he touches Zeke. And we see Zeke in chains, and he tells Aaron that the years passed while he waited for Aaron to regenerate. And at first it was kind of strange for me, like, did the years pass in real world? But I think it's only in this strange Ymir desert world. But the way he said it, it just wasn't as... I wasn't really sure. And yeah, we see finally Ymir, and yeah, we all suspected that girl is Ymir. It wasn't really a surprise. And then yeah, Zeke just tells Aaron, like, do it, Aaron, do my sterilization of all Eldia plan. And we knew like Aaron won't do that, but just looking at Zeke's face here, like, Aaron, like, brother, you're betraying me. And Aaron truly looks kind of sorry for this man under him. And he says it like, sorry, brother, but your plan is a joke. And it is really, for me, like, kind of sad to see Zeke so destroyed by this revelation. Because Zeke, for me, is very damaged character, and I always like him, and he is, I think, one of my favorite characters. And finally, Aaron asks Ymir for the powers, to lend him powers of the Founding Titan, and Ymir just passes. And here we got Zeke, the biggest troll in history. And now she comes to Zeke, and Zeke is like, yeah, this was all set up to see if you're on my side. Like the bro he is. Like, that's one of the things I like Zeke. Like, although, like, characters like Levi always destroy him, or that one time when Peak destroyed him in the cannon, he always somehow comes on top and really kind of trolls his enemies at this point. And this scene is probably the greatest troll moment of whole Attack on Titan. But what is really interesting for me in this point is this, that Zeke doesn't want to give up. He wants Aaron to accept his philosophy. And now we go to this this nice memory segment, and we see Aaron as a baby, and it's really cute. And Zeke is constantly trying to convince Aaron that the Grisha was evil, that Grisha didn't really love him. But we also see a bit of jealousy in Zeke when he looks how this family was kind of happy and not obsessed with revolution plans. And later we see all these memories with Grisha and Aaron, and it just looks like Zeke is waiting for something bad to happen, something that will convince Aaron that Grisha wasn't his good father. And at that moment I knew where this story is going to go from there on. I realized that we are now getting a Zeke redemption story. And it all came to this moment when Grisha found the church and find the passage to the royal family, but he decided that he cares for his new family way too much and that he must go back home. And this panel I simply love, like Grisha holding Aaron while Zeke is just like shocked to realize that Grisha truly loved his second son. And next panel he says that, like, he says that with this family, the relationship between son and father is much different, but the result is same. He's still a puppet. That Aaron is still the puppet of Grisha. And I really wasn't sure where this is going, but next panel was definitely my favorite panel of the whole chapter. Just Zeke, I'm sorry, and Zeke's face, like, finally realizing that his father indeed had a grief of what he did to his prior family. And yeah, just like a beautiful fun panel. Everybody's kind of like Eren is shocked, Zeke is shocked, and Grisha is just sad for what happened. But the next panel is what really bums me, because I really don't like this playing with the Back to the Future stuff of Attack on Titan that we recently saw in anime. There is no way Zeke could be this bearded man, right? Like Zeke, that's what Grisha tells, and I'm like, yeah, they're going again with this time travel stuff, and I really don't like it that much, honestly, in Attack on Titan. And Zeke is shocked as well, so I think that this is not something that he learned when he was with the founder about the truth about this whole time travel stuff. And at the end, we see Eren kind of like in hurry. The next memory Zeke, like he knows at this point that he will be able to break Zeke. And that's it for this chapter. I think, as I said, like next chapter, I think that Zeke will accept Eren's philosophy and that we will finally see the rumbling. For me, like the Zeke is obviously a highlight of the last few chapters, because for me, like I always liked him as a character, but I really didn't find that much information about him that I can buy his whole sterilization of whole Eldia plan. But with this chapter, you really see how much his father had a bad effect on his thinking, and I hope that we'll go even deeper in next chapter with Zeke's character. So this is all for this chapter review. I hope that I'll be able to do one like top 10 list of characters of Attack on Titan. Till that video, have a nice day, bye.